everyone, welcome to today's grocery store tour. We're going to go through the store together, find some great foods, and go over some money saving tips and some great ideas for getting you ready for the week. When you first walk in, make sure to grab a cart. You don't want to be walking around carrying all the stuff in your hands. Before coming to the grocery store, make sure you put together your list for the week. Think about the meals you want to have, the snacks, and your staples to have on hand. Make sure you also check what things are on sale, and don't forget your reusable grocery bag. So when going through the produce section, a lot of times you want to think about what's in season, because typically what's in season is cheaper and fresher. A lot of times we're also thinking about whether you want to buy organic or not organic. If you're eating the outside of the fruit or vegetable, then you want to buy organic. If you're not, you can skip the organic. Other thing you want to think about when you're at the grocery store, sometimes they'll have vegetables that are already pre-chopped or pre-made for you. Those are a quick, easy alternative to save you some time, but they often will cost a little bit more, so just think about your budget. A lot of times it's really exciting to be in the produce department and we want to buy a lot of fresh veggies, but often it's unrealistic to only buy fresh veggies because they will go bad. Use some of your frozen and canned products. They're just as good for you and will last a little bit longer and be great for your budget. Sometimes you'll see specialty beverages throughout the store. It's okay to have different beverages in moderation. Obviously, water is our top beverage choice. Recently, we have different health beverages that may have different things like probiotics or fiber included. You still want to have these in moderation because they can have things like added sugar included, but they can be a fun drink to add to your variety. When choosing different meats, you want to think about your budget, looking at what is available and what they might have on sale that week. Typically then also we want to think about our health. So usually we want to stick with our lean proteins, things like chicken, turkey, fish, and then we can have red meat once or twice a week. Otherwise, we want to have more plant-based options like beans, tofu, lentils, chickpeas as another variety for protein sources. When we look at ground beef, often there'll be a variety of the fat content. So you'll see where it's 80% lean and goes all the way up to 90% lean or 93% lean for your ground beef choices. This is just showing you how much fat is within the red meat product. Ideally for heart health, we want the leanest meat possible, but often that is a little bit more expensive. So thinking about in terms of your budget, what's gonna work for you that week. Also looking at what's on sale, and if you can buy in bulk, sometimes that's gonna save you money in the long run. Another thing that's helpful too when you're thinking about chicken, often when you buy the bone-in product, you're gonna save money there. So buying the bone-in chicken breast or chicken thigh is going to be cheaper than buying the boneless. When you look at the frozen meat section, you may see more processed meats available, like different sausages, ham, and other pre-prepared meat products. Again, those are things that are okay to have in moderation, but we don't want to be our primary protein source because they can have more nitrates, which do show a higher link to cancer. So we just want to have those in moderation. Things like mild chicken sausage or turkey sausage are a great lean protein source to have every once in a while. If you are someone who's looking to switch over to a more plant-based lifestyle, they do have meat alternatives like Beyond Burgers and Beyond Meats. These things will have protein sources, but can also have added sodium. So again, think about having these in moderation along with things like your beans, lentils, and tofu. Chicken nuggets are a great, easy protein source, and who doesn't love a chicken nugget? A great way to elevate this is to get something called like a lightly breaded chicken nugget, maybe like a Just Bare option, and add this on top of your favorite salad or in a wrap along with a veggie source. So you're balancing out the protein and carb with a high fiber vegetable. Make sure you don't skip some of the middle aisle. Often they can hold some of our great budget-friendly dry goods. Canned products like canned fruits or veggies are a great budget-friendly alternative that are shelf-stable. Look for low sodium options when available. Similarly, if you're looking for a shelf-stable protein source, canned tuna or canned salmon packed in water is a great protein alternative. When looking at canned goods, main thing we will want to look for is no salt added or simple ingredients. Another quick tip with canned products or other recipes, sometimes on the back, they'll have quick meal ideas or simple things that can get you started. When looking at grain products, try to choose whole grain when possible. So look for whole wheat pasta, brown rice, quinoa. Try to alternate. If it's not your favorite, maybe do brown rice one week, white pasta the next week. Always a good idea when you're building your pantry, stock up on some important staples. Things like sugar, flour, breadcrumbs are good things to have in your pantry. And a great way to save money is to buy the store brand. These are often the cheapest products. If you do have celiac disease or a gluten sensitivity, there are typically gluten-free options available for you. Another great pantry staple that you want to stock up on is your spices. Having a variety of spices can expand your different flavors and give you so many different options on recipes you can make. A great thing to have is some garlic salt, onion powder, paprika, cumin. You can make so many different combinations of recipes just with some basic spice combinations. And of course, salt and pepper is always a good one to start with. Everyone loves to have a cup of coffee. Just remind yourself that caffeine can rise your blood pressure and keep you up late at night. So keep that cup of coffee to 1 to 2 a day. When it comes to oils, I usually recommend the avocado or olive oil. Unless you're a high performance athlete, you typically don't need the coconut oil. Vegetable or canola oil is a good background for baking, but not your great choice for your regular cooking. Heading over to the dairy products, calcium is a very important part of your diet. As a college student, you're still building your bone mass, so you want to make sure you're getting 2 to 3 servings of calcium a day. If you're lactose free, you can still get your calcium through dairy alternatives like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, or rice milk, yogurts, cheeses. Cheese is also a great snack in between class. It gives you some protein and calcium and some healthy fats. Cottage cheese has been a great snack choice that has been catching on. Greek yogurt is also a great snack and can be used as an alternative for sour cream or in smoothies or for breakfast. When you're in the yogurt aisle, there are tons of options. This might be your chance to take a look at the nutrition facts label. Don't obsess over each individual nutrition item, but just be mindful of things like added sugar. One component is not make or break in your diet, but we do want to have things in moderation. Try to keep it under 10 grams if you can. Eggs are a great lean protein source and an easy snack or breakfast item. You can batch cook a bunch of hard-boiled eggs for the week or prep some egg muffins for your breakfast, easy to go in the morning. Another thing you want to think about if you are drinking cow's milk is, are you going to have 1%, 2%, or whole milk? I would recommend the 1%. The percentages are indicating how much fat is in the milk, and this usually is about how much saturated fat. Saturated fat is linked to our heart health, and so less is better. If you are having a milk alternative, try to stick with the unsweetened option if you can. Those typically have less added sugars and will still give you that calcium and protein you're looking for. If you're in the bakery section of the grocery store, you may see more bread options. Think about whether you want to have whole grain or regular white bread. Typically the bakery products in the store will have less preservatives than the pre-made bread in the bread aisle, but that may mean it won't last as long. So think about what you're looking to use it for, if you plan to use it quickly or not. Local grocery stores will have rotisserie chickens available. These are great lean protein options that are easy and ready to go. So John, from your experience, what do you see college students coming in to buy here?
Well, from my experience, I have a son that is about to be starting USC this fall. So what he eats a lot of is from our Sammy's cases, our fresh wraps, our flatbread, salad bar, things like that, because most of the college kids that we encounter don't want a lot of leftovers. They don't have refrigerators and stoves in their dorm rooms. So they would just like to have something quick and easy where there's no leftovers and keep going about their business.
If you're ever short on time, grabbing a quick salad is an option. Just be mindful that it is by the pound, so sometimes it can add up. But grabbing things like a green and adding a bean will give you a protein source that's high in fiber and filling. In the freezer aisle of most grocery stores, you'll find a plethora of options. You want to be picky and choosy about what's available. Examples like frozen pizza can be enticing, but often can be high in carbohydrates and sodium. So try to look for something that has some protein on it and a veggie. Another example, when you're looking at your frozen meals, try to look for things with less than 600 milligrams of sodium when possible. If you are relying on a frozen meal and don't feel full afterwards, try adding an additional protein or vegetable. Often the meals may be a little bit too small and you want to make sure you're satisfied so you don't overeat later on. A great idea at the beginning of the semester is stocking up on some store brand frozen veggies. Having a bunch of these in your freezer will save you on last-minute recipes. Most stores will have an aisle filled with different drink options. Often, sugary beverages can be full of calories, but are not really nutrient dense. So if it's a beverage that you like to have, try limiting it to once a day or maybe once a week and sticking instead with water or a flavored seltzer, or maybe flavoring your water even with fruit. There are some zero sugar options available if you are looking for something flavored without as much added sugar. Currently, research is not showing that that would be harmful, and so that's something you can still enjoy. If you don't have water available or your favorite emotional support water bottle, stock up on water in the store. While juices are typically natural, or may say 100% juice, they are still full of sugar and do not typically have the fiber that we find in full fruit. So your better option is to eat the fruit instead of drinking the juice, or have the juice and water it down. Ocean Spray does have a Diet 5 option that tastes pretty good, so if you're looking for a juice and you want to enjoy, that is a pretty good one. When you're thinking about sports beverages, if you are exercising for over 60 minutes a day, you will likely need to add more water or an electrolyte beverage. Otherwise, if you're not exercising to that level, it's not necessary to have that electrolyte beverage, so you're better sticking with just water. Once you have double checked your list, then it's time to check out. Make sure you have your reusable grocery bag and head for the checkout line. Checking out is easy. Make sure if you do have an app and a rewards card at the store, you have it ready that you can scan and get your coupons. Once you're done shopping, make sure you put your cart away, put all the stuff in your car, and get ready to go home and make your first meal.